Hey guys, Mystery here, just cutting in to say that this is a submitted user clip by Judge Bread, and obviously they're going to take a loss here. I'm not going to be saying anything in the clip for the first part because I was actually eating when I was recording this on stream, but the actual analysis will begin right after our friend here takes a big rip. Did they just tab out? What was that? Oh no, you don't die here. You got a green stem. You got a green stem. Green stem. They're panicked. They're panicked. They're not thinking. The thinking has turned off. I was eating. Sorry. We used the green stem? Dead. Yep. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, because the ogre wouldn't have been dead yet. He can't run, he's an ogre. Alright, well. Okay, so, class, who saw the mistake there? A lot of them, just kidding. Okay, so this is an Auric Maelstrom. As far as we can tell, the modifiers are more mutants, more poxhounds, and gas. So, what went wrong? Well, we were fine here, right? Everything's good here. What starts to happen is this gas happens, and our team just clearly doesn't have the patience for it. Now, here's one really big mistake that's going on. Well, let's go ahead and address some like outside stuff first. This player, I know you're gonna watch this eventually because you submitted, so you'll see it. Turn your sensitivity down. I think your sensitivity is too high. When you're clicking and stuff, like watch. When I click my mouse shouldn't be moving when I'm clicking. Even if I spam really, really fast, it's moving like tiny, tiny, tiny mouse, right? Your mouse shouldn't be moving when you're clicking. So when I'm watching you swinging at stuff, let's see if I can find a spot where you're swinging. Pretty much everywhere else, I'm somehow not finding it. See how like you're swinging at nothing here, and your like aim is like jerking all over the place. So let's turn that sensitivity down. Like start tuning that down to where it's comfortable and you can still turn, but you're not like jerking your vision all over the place. Maybe that's just from an aesthetic standpoint, but that I definitely am seeing some oversensitivity here. The second thing I want you to do is go ahead and download Danger Zone. Now, I know there's a demon host up there because I know the future, I know what's going to happen, and I can hear the demon host right now, but clearly everybody else on the team doesn't know this. If you had known this and nobody else on the team had known it, you could have pinged it for your team, but you couldn't see it through all this gas. So what ultimately spirals this event is everybody rushes here because you get stuck in the gas and you're like, well, I don't know where to go. We couldn't possibly back up and wait. That would be unheard of. I believe that's the demon host right there, right? Where is it? Oh, someone sees it. Oh yeah, it's right here. It's standing. So our player right now, they're completely within the range. The demon host range is like out here somewhere. So they're pissing this demon host off by standing here. Now, fortunately, they aren't the one that ultimately pulls it. Our veteran pulls it because they get burst into it. I think they realized it in that moment, and they ran away. But then the burster goes off. Our veteran runs straight past the demon host, like just directly into it, even though it's been pinged, and then gets bursted into it, and it pulls it. Okay, so we have to play with what we've been given. What do we do from here? What can we do from this position? Well, what do we have on the team? We've got Arbitrator with Dog and Dog Explosion. We've got Ogren with something. And we've got Veteran, who doesn't have a shout. And we've got a Psyker. So what I would do is that if I were the Veteran, is... what I personally would do is I would back up and I would fend this thing off for 10 seconds, or maybe even less, and then I would try to get it right next to the edge and shout it off the level. That's one way of dealing with it. The second way of dealing with it is just go to the ledge and jump off. Just kill yourself right then. I don't often make this advice to people on the stream, but just go end your life and just remove the demon host, because this is not a ritual demon host. It'll disappear after it claims one life. So if you just ledge yourself immediately, it'll just be like, all right, cool, peace, and get the hell out of there. So just get out of there, and you're all good. Now, the other thing that's going to happen is this. And this is why we don't rush, right? The end of this bridge always contains at least one boss spawn in my experience. And we're only going to make this worse by, instead of backing up for this fight, because things start to go bad, our player makes the call to go forward, and go forward, and go forward, and go forward. And therefore, you're going to pull more and more stuff. And you see what ultimately happens with the amount of horde we get by the end of this thing is it's just a huge, huge amount. So what would have been the correct play to do here, I think, is just to back off. You guys could handle this much stuff. You can't handle all the stuff that's coming out here. And also, there's a sniper that just shot from that side who's right here. That sniper could be getting killed. Would have been nice. I think the dog got it, thankfully. But again, you can see here our sensitivity is really, really high. We're like flailing all around. Thankfully, we're Arbites, so our toughness is just like flying upwards, and we can't be dogged. We get grabbed and thrown through a wall, so that's all good. Hey, Toxic, welcome to the members. You are now a member. Also, maybe a lot of the jerkiness is down to the capture quality. It's kind of crazy. We should have just had the shield out full time here. Okay, so here's where he makes the call to go forward because he's been thrown in that direction. This is great and all, but it's not going to work unless everyone else is dead, or the Ogren is with you, right? And I don't think there's a whole lot of chance of either of those things happening. So we're getting through this chaos spawn. We should honestly just be meleeing it. We have way more melee damage than we do range damage. We do a good block here. This is when I was watching. I think he tabs out of the window. I think something, like maybe his, oh, I gotta turn this off. Maybe his cursor was not locked to the window and it got outside of the frame over here and clicked out and lost his focus for a second. Or maybe like some sort of pop-up or something happened. Like right then. Fortunately, it doesn't cost him anything because he does dodge that, but I think that throws him off because from this point on, he just starts flailing. He just starts flailing. He had, like, look at this. Look at this shit right here. Not that. Look at this shit right here. He blocks this crusher overhead. Boom, easy peasy. He's on top of it, hits this crusher, kills this dog in midair, accidentally, I think. And then he continues. But yeah, he takes this hit because now he's in panic mode, and now you're really in panic mode once you take that one hit. So now he's surrounded on all sides by mutants, doesn't know what to do, and really needs to get a reset here. There you go. Okay, so there we go. The stem. Now the decision to go forward here, very questionable, right? Because okay, what did he have just a second ago? Just a second ago, what was he fighting? Up till here. He's fighting a Crusher, and he's fighting like 2 Maulers and maybe 1 or 2 mutants. Bro can deal with this. Bro can kill all this stuff pretty easy. In fact, that Crusher, I think, is about to die. So he's got this in the bag, and then potentially, who knows where he could go from there. But instead of fighting this out, because he wants to get away from these mutants, he runs forward, and look at what he pulls here. He pulls 2 Ragers and another Mauler, and then he gets panicked by this and runs through this. And so he pulls a Flamer and a bunch of Horde and a Trapper and the Burster, which ultimately is the Doom. So we're just pushing, when right from the beginning the decision was fall back, fall back, fall back as soon as stuff started to go bad. Now all this out here is completely fluff. This is all just panic gameplay from this point on right here. This is panic that's going on. I mean, our players have started to die, especially once this guy dies. I mean, what are you going to do from there? It should really go to show how strong Ogryn and RPDs are as compared to the rest of the cast when you see how long they lived in comparison. But right here, some big decisions need to be made when this demon host got brought in. I think the number one decision is for the veterans to take it on the chin and take the death and just clear that problem for the team, especially once the chaos spawn showed up, because the last thing you want is corrupted health and another demon host slashing everyone around. Thankfully, it does. The veteran does die pretty quick, but the quicker you take in this death, the more focus everyone could have had on this chaos spawn. I think the other mistake that our player makes is not getting over here, because they were here fighting this. They're trying to decide what they want to go on, and they get kind of locked into fighting the fight here instead of getting back here and getting to work with the rest of the team. Especially when there's dogs and mutants in the arena, you want to be with the team because they can clear those specialists off of you. So yeah, we get locked over here, and that's what causes the chaos spawn to turn around on us. Now he's got there we go. He used dog detonation, which is what saved him here. But imagine that instead of fighting here, we were over here. And then the dog detonation has a good chance of pushing the chaos spawn in a direction that could maybe potentially push him off the ledge, because there's a big open side of the bridge on there. That's just my thoughts. But yeah, I think that's the real mistake here, is no one's paying attention. This is a demon host. No one's paying attention. No one has danger zone. So we're in threat. We're in threat of dying already. We're pushing when we should be waiting for the gas to fade, which is panicking everybody because they can't see and they want to get out of the gas, so they're just running recklessly forward. And then they're pulling a bunch of horde and a boss and all that stuff on top of the existing demon hosts.